Now, what I want to do is actually create a corner cap to these guys. I want to actually make a corner to this, and I want it to look different. I don't want it to be the same design. What's up, people? I'm Xogue, and welcome to my world. We're here, we're doing things back on FTB Hermitpack. And yesterday, there was no episode out, and that's because there were certain issues. Every time I logged into the game, I would instantly crash right away. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Computer restart did fix it, but I'm a little bit of a derp, and I didn't try to do that first. It took me a little while to do it, so I do apologize. It probably could have been fixed sooner, but I was so aggravated, so frustrated that it was just ridiculous. Now, that alone wasn't the only reason. The other reason was that the server was actually down for several hours during the time that I do normally record my episodes. So, compounded with both of those, first of all, the server was down, which, by the way, I'm not placing fault in anybody. It happens, and the person who is in charge of the server, it's not like they can be available 24/7. They had things to do. They have a life. Video games are not the most important thing, and I'm not trying to blame anybody. It's not really their fault. So that said, it was down for a while, so I couldn't get on the server, and it was just a series of bad events. I was really frustrated, and I decided to just not record an episode when I was that frustrated. So now that it's been a day, I have recovered, and I have fixed the thing here, as you can see. Everything's good. Now, these things are chopped, and the one reason... Oh, look, I missed a couple of things. Bloop. Okay. The reason, it got fixed, the server was actually crashing while it was trying to boot, and that's what had to be troubleshooted. It took a little while to do so. We had to revert the map back to an older version, which is why all of this is kind of not here now. The dirt that was there before, from a couple episodes ago, was actually there. I had to re-break everything down, refill in all the holes, make everything look good again, remove the sides here. I don't know, there's a little bit of work that had to go involved in getting things back to where they were. But yeah, so there might be slight indiscrepancies between what you remember and what is here now. Certain things are here, certain things aren't here. I'm not exactly sure what's what. But we're going to move forward. We're just going to keep going with things. Now, I got an amazing comment. Something really, really, really awesome. And I have to make sure I mention it. Hold on. Let me go actually take another look at it. I have it saved. I actually copied the comment word for word because it was that awesome. And, yeah. Okay, so this comment, I'm not going to read it word for word. I am going to summarize because it was a pretty hefty comment, which, by the way, I do like those. They are very good as long as they are filled with information. I want to reiterate that. If it's like 2 paragraphs of nothing but hi, I won't like them. But if they are filled with information and packed with information, then I do thoroughly enjoy reading all of those. And Matt L. is the one who suggested this stuff, and it is absolutely fantastic. The concept that I have in my brain right now for what he was suggesting, I'm pretty sure now him and I are on the same page because he is very, very good at explaining things. It's spectacular, actually. I saw the image forming in my brain as I was reading the comment. It was really, really, really cool. Now, Matt L., I do want to thank you for this. You don't comment on every single thing I ask, but that just leads me to believe that you don't comment when you're not confident in what you think of. But it just means that when you do comment, it's going to be absolutely spectacular. And this one, I don't know if I can pull it off. I am going to try, but I don't know if I can actually do it. But it is really, really cool. Now, the first thing that he said is this new idea for the entry arch is one that's going to be fairly complex and multifaceted. Basically, it just means there's a lot to it, is what he's saying by that, if you don't understand those that general phrase. But it involves the flower beds. They move out to where the water was, and basically they're scattered around the area. Some will be higher, some will be lower. Well, some will be along the same thing, but some of them will be higher. Some of them will be closer or further away. I did that backwards. Some of them will be closer or further away, and they'll just kind of be scattered in this general area right here. There may or may not be a pattern to it. You were saying random, just kind of randomly pick them, but based on the rest of it, and I'll get to that in a minute, it might, well, I guess random would probably look more natural. But the other part of that is that there is the arches, or not the arches, but the this guy right here, where I had the grass arch that was going up and over right here, you were saying to make smaller ones that resemble these, which I do have a design in mind for that. We're going to get started with that here in a minute, but also have them curve in. I don't know if I can pull that part off. I'm not 100%, but we're going to give it a shot. They curve in, but just barely. They don't actually connect. All right, and then this is the next part. This is what tells me that you've been watching for a long time. And again, I appreciate that. It really does mean a lot. You remembered that I mentioned at some point in my youth, I had snakes. Now, it's not plural. I had one snake. And I don't remember his name, actually. Her name. I think it was a her. The females get larger. It was a python. It was a ball python. And I love snakes. Snakes are one of my favorite things in the animal kingdom. It's ridiculous how awesome I think snakes are. So you knew that. I had said that at some point. I don't even know when, but you knew it and you remembered it. But you just said basically make snakes out of chisels and bits and have them wrap not only just around the arch themselves, just around these things that I'm about to try to build, but also all the way down here and interweave in between all of the plant beds and then go all the way up and somehow lead into this. Now, this is an amazing idea for multiple reasons. One, it's an Easter egg to something about me that I absolutely love snakes. Two, it works the entire design in together. It brings everything together. It's one element that circumvent isn't the same thing. Circumvent is something completely different, but it weaves in between all of the design ideas, all of these things that you guys have suggested and then I've put into this. It brings them all together. And I love that. And three, it solves multiple questions that I've asked. One, the entry arch. It's got a design for that. Two, this side over here, the water elements that I was asking about, it solves that problem. And three, the one we were working on for so long and for some reason I cannot come up with a decent idea for, it goes up into here and connects into the way up, the alternate way up, which is absolutely fantastic. I really, really, really hope I can do this design justice. I wanted to get it out there so you know what it's supposed to look like. So that way, while we're starting to build this massively constructed concept, that if I'm doing something you think could be done better, you can suggest changes. So that even if I'm not able to actually make it look how it's supposed to look, you guys can offer suggestions to minor changes and things that will make it come together. So hopefully I've explained it well enough, as well as he explained it to me, so that you have an image in your head of what it's supposed to look like, so that we can actually get this thing going. I don't know how well it's going to turn out, but I want this so badly to work. You have no idea. But thanks again, Matt L. We're going to get started on this today and see if I can get something done. Now, the first part of this is these little pillars, and I do agree that they shouldn't be the same size because that would make it it would make it seem like they're starting earlier than it is. This needs to look different than the rest of the pillars. It needs to be the entrance to my area kind of a thing. So having a similar design will help tie it into the path that's already here, but it won't be the same, right? So it'll actually look like something else. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it thinner. Now here, I have fixed the bottom of this, by the way, Baz, I'm sure you're probably watching. We have this down here. This was the 1/4 size cube down here for this guy on all four of those. So if we go down to the 1/8 and see if we can't find the direct center of this, this is going to be the hard part. How many do we have? Let's go right up at the top here. Because I need to find the grid. I think that, oh, that's too far. So this is our grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4. So here and here. That's the middle that way. This way, okay. So it looks like it'll be right here and here. So 1, 2, 3, yeah. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's the middle. So if we now bring this upwards, I'm not sure how far. I just want a little bit of a start so we can actually see what the pillar is going to look like. And then we can get going on the outside. So the rest of this. Now, again, you guys were mentioning that you liked the idea of the full block for down at the bottom of this. So this actually needs to be higher than the one block at the bottom. I want it to be as tall. It won't have like this little arch thing here. Also, many of you said do not connect these. There were several of you who do not connect them. Don't. Ian, I know you were like, no, don't connect them. I think this is what you said arches. Technically, they're not arches, but I think this is what you were talking about. Yeah, no, I thought that was pretty good. So don't worry, we're not going to connect them. We're not going to, if you guys think that's going to ruin the design, we're not going to do that. So no worries. But I do need the water. Let's get the glowstone out of here for now. Let's bring this a little higher so that way I can do the bottom of this in regular old marble. I guess it doesn't really matter if the water's here. Let's do U. So let's just make one full surrounding like this, because it's going to have to be smaller than an actual block, but I want it to be as tall as the rest of them as well. That's what I was saying, by the way. I want it to be as tall as these pillars or close to it, but not the same exact design. I want it to be a lot thinner. So it's going to be thin but tall. It'll look like we just stretched this out or squeeze the middle of it, basically. So that way it kind of, I think that'll look a little better. Let's see if I can get this done up a little bit. This seems like it's going to take a little while, but it's just the same thing over and over again. Oop, that was an accident. I actually found a pretty easy way to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if I take the water here with the 1/8 cube, I think this is the middle. Is that the middle? Oh, that's not the middle. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay, so that's the middle. Basically, we go up here. This is an easy way to get the pillars started. And then I go to this guy, which, by the way, I am so glad Chisels and Bits had another update, so these guys no longer have durability. I don't know if that's an actual update or if it's some kind of a bug, but right now, this thing is not breaking, and I absolutely love it. So plain, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. So now they should both be the same on both sides. This one took a lot longer to construct than this one, but it's fine. We're going to go ahead and move on from that. Now I need to find a way to put these guys in here somehow, and I'm not sure exactly how to do it. If we take a look at this is a combination of two of the lines, basically. Two lines of the smallest of bits, basically, which are the smallest measurement in this. And these guys are also two lines of the smallest bit, and I think what we're going to have to do is kind of squeeze that design down. So it's not exactly the same, but it's close. So if we go down to bit, I should go 1, 2, 3 here, and then I'll have a glowstone. Where's my glowstone? Here's my glowstone. Give me that not instead of water. Let's do instead of birch for now. All right, so if we do this, go here. Does this look okay? Maybe we'll just have one line of glowstone in here. That'll kind of sort of be the same. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and get the line in here and see if we can actually fill these guys in a little bit. And then we'll go like you, here, 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 here. Let's see. Let's get a full round of this just to see if it actually works out okay in our favor. One in the middle, one in the middle, and one in the middle. Does that work out? I think it does. Again, it's not exactly the same. And again, this isn't going to look so tall once we put these guys around it. We're going to have the same ones, but probably go down a size as well for these. Since we're making it a smaller one, we'll have a smaller... Actually, I don't know if this smaller base would work. We might have to do the same size. I don't know. We're going to play with it. So it's not going to look so odd with that there, this being so tall. But I think it'll be okay. Here, 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 here. Go to the marble. How does this look, though? I'm concerned that this isn't going to look enough like the original design. I think it will, though. I mean, I think it'll blend because it's using the same materials, but I want it to almost look like the same pillar, but thinner. I think it does, though. At least the middle part does. Sort of. I think that right now the issue is that the bottom of this is a solid marble and this one isn't. I haven't changed these over yet, and I know people kind of voted for that. Vote again, because I don't know. I still don't know. Let's go ahead and give you an idea. So if I break this bottom block, should be able to... Give me the thing! Where did I get you? I didn't. Did you go on top? You bounced. You bounced out somewhere. Where'd you bounce out to? You're far away, aren't you? It does that sometimes. Are you under? Oh, there you are. Look, you're underneath the thing. Give me both of those. That's how it works sometimes with chisels and bits. Now, I'm not complaining. I mean, there's going to be some problems with it, right? Oh, not what I wanted. There's going to be some problems with it. I mean, you can't have a perfect friggin' mod, but it's just odd that it does that sometimes. Let's get you, and we're going to go and do the 1/4, or 1/2, I mean. And you. Okay, there we go. So that's how it looks. That's how the regular one looks with the design. And here's our mini pillar. Now, at about this level, I do need to start bending it. And that's where the problem is going to come in. I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest of it with water. Probably do the outside little bits here with the birch and the dark oak. Just to tie everything in together and see how it looks. And we'll choose the right one and all that good stuff. But after that, we're going to start working on the curving. Alright, so I have finished up the bottom here, and basically what I did is I used the same base as these guys, but since it was thinner, there was a gap, and to fill that gap, I basically recreated the design from here, but in smaller blocks, and, you know, to match it up with the rest of this pillar here. Of course, it's getting dark time. Dark time is you know, always, to start recording, perfect time, every time, just right at dark time. Nighttime is upon us. Okay, anyway, so I did go ahead and do that on both sides. I did extend them both on both sides, but now is the problem, okay? The design that Meta laid out for me included an arch of some kind here. Arches are not my strong suit. I don't do diagonals in Minecraft very well. Minecraft doesn't like them very much. Now, you see here, this is one concept for it. All of the others that I tried are also basically very, very similar to this. What I tried to do is to go up a few, over, up 3, over, up 2, up 2, up 1, up 1. So it's kind of like 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. And it sort of works. I mean, it's kind of a curve, but I don't think it looks very good. I really don't. And that really, really bums me out because I want it to. I want it to be fine. It's just not. And it's a pain in the butt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to do this. I'm going to try this real quick. Can I even set this on here like I want to? I don't think I can. This is going to be, is there a rotate? How do I rotate you? I don't remember how to rotate. R? No R's. R's, I don't know how to rotate. Anyway, I guess I'm not going to do it that way. We have marble and rock. What I want to do is go ahead. We're not on single bit. I want to be on 1/8. So I want to go straight up, right? I don't know how far. 1/8, right? So 8 blocks up would be a full block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3, 4. So this is like the middle of the block. I have 4 more on top to make it one full block. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, there's that, I guess. And then, so the middle ones would actually be right here. This would be the middle 2. And I want to curve this over. Now what I want to do is actually create a corner cap to these guys. I want to actually make a corner to this, and I want it to look different. I don't want it to be the same design. Like up there, I kind of mimicked the design as soon as I went into the corners. I added a little bit of stuff on the outside afterwards, but I want to change this up entirely for the corners. As I have a little bit of an idea. Right here is not the edge of the block that we're in. So if I go ahead and make a little cap here as a little bit of an extension, I can basically create a framework. The corner will look a little bit thicker, a little bit bulkier than the rest of whatever else it is that I'm trying to do. And let's see, maybe if I go up on the corners here, 3, I think that would be a full block. I think, hold on, let's, I have no full blocks like at all? None? 0 full blocks? Let's go get me a full block so I can measure this and see exactly where it's going to go. Let's get me, I guess, dirt, since I have a bunch of dirt. So much dirt. All of the dirt is in my pocket. That's a little weird. All right. Anyway, so let's go ahead and measure this. Bam. Is that the full block? It is. That is the full block. Perfect. So what I want to do is go ahead and basically create this framework all the way around this guy. Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That'd be it. If we go up on all 4 of these sides, like so, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. because you have 8 on the bottom here. And then we can create this framework. Now this is the full height of the block, which isn't exactly what I wanted. I don't know, I might trim this down a little bit. But the problem is keeping the pillar the same style, if you can call it that, the same style all the way across. No, you go by. And what I mean by that is like the thickness. It needs to be the same thickness all the way around, including here, but then going the same height, and then needs to come out in a different thickness or different width, which is kind of, I guess it doesn't have to. I guess it could get bigger as in this little spot up here. All right, so let's try this. Let's try to get a real creative. If we chop off the corners here, I think it'll make it look a little more creative. First of all, you, goodbye. I don't need you anymore. All right, go back to the chisel. I'm really happy that this chisel is not losing durability. That makes me so happy. All right, so now we have all of that. Those are chopped off, which looks pretty good. Maybe we can chop off from here as well. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Don't, no. Why, you stupid? It's not what I wanted to click on. Is that better? That's back. That's not the one I wanted to do. Why? Okay, there we go. I don't know how this is going to look. I really don't know. I need some other color in this thing as well. It needs to be a little bit like the red. I don't know. I really don't. Oh, that's pretty cool how it matches up perfectly with the bottom spokes kind of go right into this smaller platform before it gets really thick on top. Okay, so that is a pretty cool design, but it's not perfect. I do already like it better than the arch. My big problem with the arch, though, is that the glowstone seems like it's getting fatter. Like the whole pillar thing over here looks like it's getting fatter as it goes. And I've tried everything. I tried breaking out some of the corners where it goes up and over like that, just so it's a straight diagonal and not, I don't know, not full like that, but it just didn't work. It wasn't working very well at all. Maybe, what if we, oh, here, let's try this. Let's try to work some dark oak into it. And I don't want that. I want this. And I want to have this come all the way across to that thing. Basically, we're going to surround the water like this. I think that'll look pretty cool. Oh, that's wrong. Okay. Is that, nope, not it yet. This one. There we go. Okay, so now that that's there, I can bring that up and surround the water completely here. I guess part of me wants to do a line. Let's do the line, actually. It'll probably be faster to place the whole line and then break some down, I think, possibly. Let's do line and do all the 4 corners. And then we'll see what it looks like afterwards. All right, so I don't know exactly. I like it. I certainly like it better, but I feel like I need some of this in here. And what my idea for this at the moment is to just have certain lines of this going up and down at periodically, like maybe skip one. But see, that doesn't exactly work either. That's not working out so well because it doesn't fit. Like right here, we skip one. Over here, we're going to have it like right up against it. So it's going to have to be strategically placed in here to a point where it's not going to do that and not going to cause any problems. Is this going above? It's not. Below? No. Okay, so it's fine. So if we do this, what we can do is I can basically do one side and then the other. So this side's a space of 1. So I can go over here, do a space of 1. And then in here, we're going to have, what, 2 in the middle? So it kind of looks like that. That's how it would be symmetrical. And I don't know if I like that at all. That's unfortunate. I don't know if I like that. It's kind of like shades or shutters or something. Maybe not so much. Maybe 3 and 3. Oh, crap. What'd I just do? I just did a thing. Don't tell me I broke something. What did I break? I broke a line out of this. There it is. Okay. I think I only messed with the water, unfortunately. I messed, I think, with water. Nope, not line, single bit. I think that was it. I think I fixed it. I think, oh, and you. Which I wanted to get rid of you, though, so that's fine. Anyway, hopefully I didn't mess it up too much. What if we only do the 2? What if we do... Oh, goodness. This is a pain in the butt. When you mess up a chiseled in bits thing, it's really kind of a pain to do to fix it. That's my only complaint about it. Like, it's real. Oh, actually, you know, now that I say that, I know there is an undo feature. Okay, and I know Basilisk actually said something about it. If you go into this guy and hold this, there is an undo feature. I don't use it because the last time I tried, it crashed my game. Especially now that everything was crashed, I need to start using that. I need to trust it, but right now I just don't. I feel like it's going to break my game if I use it, so I really, really don't like using it. But anyway, so if we skip to here and go, oh, wait, line, bam, and we skip to on the other side, there. Maybe we just have a couple in there like that. So we skip 2, and then technically this is skipping 2 every time. So we skip 2, skip 2, skip 2. So it's actually even if we do this. So skip 2, skip 2. And then over here, I don't want to skip anything. And that way it leaves it open. It has all 3 elements that I really, really care about. The birch, the dark oak, and the marble. I think it looks okay, but I still feel like something is missing. But I do like it better. Maybe it's just this. Maybe the design should continue. I don't know. I do not know. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. The good thing that I do like is that if I do the half size, bloop, 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 this right here is not a problem. And it's now trimmed down to exactly where I need it to be trimmed down to. It's pretty perfect, actually. But so maybe we do. So we have that. I have glowstone here. I have water that I need, marble. So yeah, okay, so I have everything here. If I go, how do I mimic the design? The design, okay. It's hard to get the design exactly what it's going to be. Because, like, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. And like I said, layer 4 here is, this is the second 4, and then we go 3, 2, 1. So 3 more layers on top, and it would be the full block. So this is the direct center of the next block up. And that's what I kind of want. And then I have to move these guys around it, which is a little bit complicated given the design, because it has to go straight up and then it has to turn. So if these guys are right beside the water, no, crap. Okay. So this has to go all the way up. I probably should do a line again because it's probably faster to break it down. But for now, we're just going to do this. And then this should come all the way over, I guess like so. And the same with this one, this one, this one, and the glowstone. Let's see how this looks when we actually follow the same pattern. Let's see which corner bit we have. The new one that I just made or the one that continues the pattern into that shape. All right, so here is that corner. This is the one that just continues the pattern, as you can see, and I do prefer the straight edges more than the curves. I wish I were capable, that's the word I'm looking for. I wish I were capable enough to actually do curves in Minecraft. I know some people are, some people do them with excellently. Like, if you take a look at this, I mean, look at that. That is beautiful. That is magnificent. It's also on a much larger scale, which I think helps. Not that I'm trying to diminish the skill required and to do what Basilisk has done here by any means. I mean, this is magnificent, and he is far, far better at especially curves and chisels and bits and everything than I am. I'm just saying, I feel like it does make it a little easier if the scale were bigger for us. And it's just not. It's a tiny little itty bitty scale, which makes it look more blocky. I don't know how. Maybe we could get Baz, pay Baz to do the curves in this style for us. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's an option for us. And it might have to start a little lower down and actually start curving over, because it's supposed to be smaller than these other pillars. And maybe the height is kind of throwing things off as well. But maybe if it were started down here and started to curve over, then it would match up eventually and kind of end up like right around this height-ish. I don't know. I'm not sure. But let me know what you think about the little corner caps here. But the other thing I wanted to point out is actually something that JEI provides that I really, really like the idea of. There's a thing called color search. Search items by color and show the searchable item colors on tooltips in the item list. Default is false, but I did turn it on just now. And if you go further into search options, it tells you how to search for all of these different things, which are really, really, really good. Mod name, for one, of course. We already know that one. We've done that one a lot. Colors is with the little up arrow thing. Percent for creative tab name, which I don't really use because I don't use creative mode that much, so I don't know it that well. So I don't know it well enough to actually use this one in particular. Or dictionary is quite possible. Like, for example, logwood is like logs, like tree logs, like pieces of trees. So I would use it in certain cases like that when I really need some kind of wood, but it doesn't matter which one. And tooltip is interesting where I know something says something about RF in the tooltip. How much RF does it have? I can do hashtag RF and bam. So we'll be able to do that one, which would be really good. Done. Actually, I'm going to set that up later because when I click done, it actually takes a long time to make it work. And again, it's nighttime. Perfect friggin' timing, you know? How do I nail it that perfectly every single time? It's crazy, so crazy. But anyway, what we're looking for, what I'm going to do now is we're going to go for green. That's not how you spell green. No, G-R-E-E-N. Come on, green. Everything green. Now, it is, you got to be mindful about this, okay? Because just because you type in green, there might be a mod that doesn't support the color search. Like, for example, Minecraft does. I assume that JEI has gone through and labeled some of these itself. Maybe some of the mod authors will do it as well. There's a zombie here. Woo! Okay, just you? You're by yourself? Ow. Why you have thorns on your friggin' armor? That's not nice. Sheesh. But some of the mod names, some of the mod authors might supply that information. JEI mod author might supply some of this information. But it's almost guaranteed that every single block that's green is not going to be labeled as green. I'm almost certain in that. I could be wrong. I very well could be wrong. But what we're looking for is some kind of green block that will look good as a snake. We also want a lighter green for like the stomach possibly. So we're looking for 2 different colors of green. And I know that flat colored bricks has some that I can do. I think we might actually go that route because it's a little cheaper. Maybe it's not actually. Iron and dye, yeah, that's fine. But you craft it with glowstone and dyes. So we would have to find the dye. But we might have to find the dye anyway. So I'm not entirely sure about this. I don't think we have the dye required to make this thing just yet. I really don't. But I'm gonna be working on that. Hopefully I'll have some time here off camera and I can get this thing working. Yeah, I don't have any of the dye. Hopefully it's not too complicated. Rose red we can get. Green is from a cactus, which I actually think we have. I think I have some cactus. Cyan is possible. Or we could do the floral stuff. We could do the pestle mortar with the mystical petals. We could do some of those as well. I'm speaking really, really fast again. I do apologize. It's just one of those days. High energy. All abound. All around. All everything. But anyway. So that is about... I was hoping to get a lot further than I did. I really was. I was hoping to get further than just the pillars, but at least we have some kind of entryway here. We're still playing with things, still trying to figure it out, and I'm still going to be working on the design idea that Matt L. gave. Once again, thanks for that because it's absolutely spectacular. I want to try to do my best to get it in here as good as possible. As good as I can make it look, and I'm going to try hard to make it look really, really magnificent, like it is in my head. But it's going to be a lot of work, I'm sure. So, anyway, if you did like the episode, don't let that like button get lonely and subscribe to see more. Subscribe to see more. Check out the Patreon and donation links down in the bottom if you do want to think about supporting me. Thank you for watching. Do what you do. And I will see you next time. Peace out, peeps. There are so many people here now. Holy crap, look at all the undead people. This is a lot. Why are you after this one person's grave? I don't understand it. Do special moves, Zoe. What are you doing, man? Do this move. Yep, that'll work. Keep that. Die. All of you can die.